It was interesting because what I seen it was like no schoolhouse class.
Because they were like, they're
So it's like all you see a lot of the stuff that's like, your defense, your goalies are extraordinary. So it works. He's doing what he needs to do.
He does.
We gotta wait for it. Run the clock. I told you got it. My grandpa's voice carried by one. He does all.
Yeah.
He's the commentator, but he's a former player who is very well respected.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Canaan Stadium here at Canaan High School for today's boys lacrosse game between the Rumson Fairhaven Bulldogs and the Canaan Rams.
Like 5 or 6 of them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of the Star Spangled Banner?
To start playing this ball.
Welcome in live to Dunning Stadium here at New Canaan High School, the home of the Rams, where today the Rams of New Canaan will be facing off against the Bulldogs of Rumson Fairhaven, traveling up from New Jersey here on New Canaan High School Athletics. Myself, PJ Neville, next to me, Tucker Stevens. Tucker, it's our second game in 3 days, so, we saw that last game against Staples for the Rams. It did not go their way, but, that was a phenomenal game. It definitely could have gone both ways, and the phenomenal goaltending of Josh Marcus for Staples really kept the Wreckers in that one. But today the Rams are coming back. They're kind of out for revenge a little bit. What can you tell us about this Rams squad?
Yeah, PJ, I think that the New Canaan Rams played a great game that game. I really don't think it was, I think Staples definitely got the best of them that day, but I don't think it was solely that Staples was better. I think New Canaan put up a great show, and I think Josh Marcus really just got the best of them, and I think they need to just keep going through their regular plays, running through all of that, and I think they'll find luck today against Rumson Fairhaven.
Yeah, the boys, they had a phenomenal practice yesterday. I was out there. Of course, I'm a member of the JV team, but they had JV and varsity practice together. And I think, Coach Buzzio, they were all saying that was probably one of their best practices of the year. In lieu of that loss, they're ready. They want to get back out here and get a quick win over the Bulldogs of Rumson Fairhaven. These teams meet every year. Last year, the Bulldogs actually handed the Rams their first loss on the season. At that point, they were 8-0, and then the year before, it went down to overtime when Doster Kroll netted the game winner here on Dunning. So now we've got the face-off coming up. It's going to be number 44, Rory Keene, versus number 77, JT O'Neill on the face-off. Referees discussing something. Referee backs away. He'll blow the whistle. And O'Neill wins that one for himself. JT O'Neill will take it in, get a touch, and pass it off to Matt Reed. Reed playing some attack today. Rogan Lowe with a little bit of a foot injury, so we're going to see some limited minutes from him. He is dressed. He said he got an MRI on his foot yesterday, but he's not in the starting lineup for the Rams at the attack unit. So it's going to be Cole Campese up to Finn Roeder. So the Rams look to set up their offense. See Brady Mazabras filling in on that top line midi for the Rams today. So Roeder looking to dodge on the short stick. Roeder will go down the alley and pass it off. Now behind it's Reed, Matt Reed, off to Cole Campese. Campese takes a shot with his left. That one sails wide, but Roeder's back there for the restart. Finn Roeder being defended by Michael Marino, the freshman. Roeder looking to take a screen from Laddick at X. Never mind. He'll cut back to his left. Roeder shot fires wide. And that one will be right back there. And it's Brady Mazabras for the restart for the Rams now.
Mazabras has a great opportunity here going against the short stick of Bo Devine down there at X.
So Mazabras will pass it off to Laddick. Now Laddick looking to dodge. He'll get top side, swing it back to Mazabras. Brady Mazabras, on the ground. He took the shot. That one went wide. It's going to be Wildman back there. That was a good take from Brady Mazabras. Just couldn't find the net. As now it's Gray Wildman. He had 2 goals in that loss, against Staples, but now he's got the shorty switched on to him. Wildman cuts back and rolls back to his right. Now Mazabras on the jump shot. That one got saved by Peter Kessler, the senior. Kessler will send it off to Archeologos. Archeologos will take it over into the O-zone for the Bulldogs. He'll get a touch and will look for a pass. He'll get it off to Whitehouse, the freshman. Not the White House. That would be pretty cool, though. As now Braden Roby creates a turnover. He'll get into the O-zone. And now finds a cutting Mazza. Mazza buries it! Connor Mazza on the first goal for the Rams off the assist from Matt Reed. And the Rams go up 1-0 early on in this one.
Yeah, Connor Mazza, defensive midi primarily, but just as we talked about, last week in the Stables game, Mazza's just, or 2 nights ago in the Stables game, Mazza's just such a great athlete. He's able to, just do anything on the field, and it really paid off there. Great shot, bounce shot there by Mazza.
Yeah, Mazza found the 5-hole of Kessler for the first goal for the Rams. Just about 2.5 minutes into this one. That was a great goal from Mazza on the cut. Great find from Matt Reed as well. As JT O'Neal will win that face-off. He'll pull it out and look to get a touch. He'll fire it back off to Blake Schwartz. Schwartz had a goal in that last game, almost had 2. As Wildman settles this up top. Wildman being defended by Devlin. Across to Campese. See the Rumson bench. I don't know, maybe trying to get in the head of the New Canaan Rams a little bit.
Rumson
Very small bunch.
Yeah, not a big
yeah.
bench, but definitely making some noise for the few guys they do got over there. Wildman falls down.
Yeah, Wildman gets taken down. No call as it's going to be picked up by Winters. Kellen Winters, the sophomore. Cross. Now it's Archeologos. Cross to Winters now. Winters looking to move it through the midfield. Hayes does a good job breaking up that pass. There's a scrum for the ball. Will Hayes tries to goose it out. Oh, that was nearly a nice ground ball, but he couldn't quite possess it. Now it's Golden.
Lydon boxing out here, trying to goose it away.
Scrum for the ball. It's finally pricked up by Braden Roby. And the long pass from Cam Lyon to Will Sullivan. Sullivan in transition. He'll pull it out and settle it down. Now Will Hayes fakes a shot. He'll move inside. His bouncer goes high, but Wildman's back there for the restart.
Lots of shots here early from the Rams, PJ. I like to see that out of them, especially after, last game we saw a lot of shots. And as we were talking about earlier, Josh Marcus just got the best of them that game, and I think they can't let that get in their heads. I think they just need to keep taking shots.
So it's going to be Campese up top, being defended by Nagenson. Campese down the alley. He'll decide to pass it off to Matt Reed. Reed being defended by Devlin at X. Reed on the backhand shot. That one, an easy save for Kessler. He'll look to clear it up now. Devlin with a nice move. He'll try to wheel it up over the midline. Matt Reed with a diving attempt, but Devlin still got it. Referee going to blow the whistle, and we've got a timeout coming from the Bulldogs. Down 1-0. It's the Rams. They've held a lot of the possession so far. Rumson hasn't even actually set up a possession, I believe. So, some good looks from the Rams early. Just only able to bury one. That was in transition from Connor Mazza. So your score is 1-0 here. 7:15 left in the first quarter of action here at Dunning Field. A beautiful day, Tucker. I mean, there was a little bit of rain earlier, but I mean, it's hot, it's cloudy, so not as big a risk of a sunburn, which for me has been kind of a problem the past couple days.
Yeah, no, the weather was nice. Past few days, really, it's really just been beautiful out. Great weather for some late April lacrosse.
Yeah, the allergies are still terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't even see this morning.
Take some eye drops, PJ?
I did actually, yeah.
There we go.
And then I had a little dissolvable tablet too for my nose. I was blowing my nose like a maniac earlier.
What's your go-to allergy medication, PJ?
I don't even know. My mom is someone that she just gives me.
I'm a Zyrtec guy.
I don't know. We just have something in the cabinet. Taking it behind is Haggerty. He'll pass it up top to Golden. Now back to Haggerty. Looking to dodge down the alley. Defended by Schwartz. Haggerty gets by him. Harden comes on the slide. Now it's Amin. He'll take the shot. That one's saved from Cam Lyden. And it's backed up by Whitehouse.
Bounce shot just goes high there, PJ.
So now it's going to be on the restart. Grayson Golden, the Colorado College commit. Defended by Bryce Lyden behind. Lyden playing very aggressive on his hands. This is Golden, he's going to be able to get it out. Now it's Lumsden. He'll swing it across to Haggerty, being defended by Harden. Here comes Amin, defended by Brooks Wunderlich. Amin fakes a dodge, passes it off. Now Leahy aggressive on the defense. Amin looking to make a move. He goes to his left, pulls it back out, gives it behind to Whitehouse. Now some great defense from Blake Schwartz there on Lumsden. As Leahy creates the turnover. And again, the D-twig from Ryan Leahy. He's moving in transition, 4-on-3. Great trail check, but it's picked up by Wildman.
Yeah, great trail check by Haggerty there. Leahy had a great clear. PJ, what I really noticed out of that first Rumson possession is it was a lot of dodging and passing it off. I think, their next possession, I think they really need to try to get a couple more shots on goal there.
So here's Henry Laddick being defended by Argielagos. Cross now to Matt Reed. Up top now, Roeder. Cross to Campese. Back to Roeder. Finn Roeder goes down the alley with his right. He has the shot, and he'll bury it. Finn Roeder with the goal for the Rams, and they go up 2-0 with 5:09 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, the junior Holy Cross commit just goes right down the alley. He had him beat, but, just normally, guys go for the top side, and Roeder had the stick in his right hand still and still was able to bury that even with the small angle he had there.
Roeder, that was phenomenal placement. He put that stick side, but it was still, able to beat Kessler. It was kind of on his hip. But Roeder, phenomenal placement. He was able to tuck it kind of right inside that post, too. Here's JT O'Neill and Rory Keane. O'Neill moving through the middle of the field, and he'll bury it! JT O'Neill, the one-man show. He'll take it all the way down the field and bury the bouncer, giving the Rams a 3-goal lead now.
That's great to see out of O'Neal. You know, last game, I think O'Neal didn't necessarily have a bad game, but, you know, the Staples-Fogo really just it was a great battle between them, and I think it's great for O'Neal to just get his confidence back up and be able to net one there.
So O'Neal back on the face-off here. You know, might be a little gassed, but he'll still be taking this one as he wins it up to himself. He'll give it off to Luke Robinson, number 12. He was the quarterback during the football season.
Don't forget about basketball too, Pete.
Yeah, he was a basketball captain. I mean, basketball had 6 captains.
Yeah.
This is now, it's Cole Campese looking to settle down the offense. He'll give it off to Roeder. O'Neal hustling to the midline. As now the Rams have all their offensive personnel out there. It's Matt Reed at X. Reed will pull it down, take it behind to X once again. As Mazabra sets the screen for him. Reed draws the double, gives it off to Mazabras. Mazabras, look, I think he was looking for a pass, but he got checked there.
Crease. Wildman was kind of there, but it was a little away from him.
As Roeder with the lefty rip, that one got saved. I think that went off his cage. But Matt Reed is back there. Now the Rams working from behind, looking for the big little. As Campese steps into one, that one goes way wide. But Matt Reed's there on the backup. Reed will pick this up, bottom left corner, bottom right of your screens. It's Gray Wildman. Makes a nice move. He'll look for the pass back. As now he cuts underneath, and Gray Wildman buries it. Score is now 4-1 in favor of the New Canaan Rams. Phenomenal goal there from the freshman Gray Wildman.
Yeah, it's a great dodge from Gray Wildman. Didn't seem too challenging for him. Just goes kind of right underneath and was able to bury that one bottom right corner. Bottom right corner.
So Wildman nets the goal. Freshman, he has had an excellent start to his high school career. Now it's going to be O'Neal back on the face-off against Keene, the Stevenson commit. JT O'Neal moving
goes
down.
to the net again.
Oh, that one off the post. And the Rams going to be back there on the restarts. Laddick.
O'Neal stays behind.
O'Neal. Looks like the Rams are going big little with JT O'Neal.
Talked about this, the other night, PJ, is the threat of O'Neal kind of on the face-off is his ability to shoot, his ability to...
Oh, the Rams have too many on the field here.
Refs don't note it. No one was behind there. No, we only have two guys
Nobody
back for the
noticed it,
Rams.
yeah. Looks like someone left early from the midline as now the Rams going with kind of a cloud.
Rams lose possession, but definitely got away with one there, PJ.
Yeah. As the flag flies from the ref. I think that's going to be a delay of game on Matt Reed for rolling the ball. It's a little
interesting call.
Yeah.
There.
I don't even know what the initial call was, I think.
30 minutes.
I don't know. Maybe they called the offsides really late or something. But nevertheless, the Rams are man down here for 30 seconds, and this is a great opportunity for Rumson to settle down their offense and get their first goal of the game. Let's see what they run here. So it's going to be Golden. He'll send it behind to Whitehouse. Now it's Whitehouse, his brother. Up top with Haggerty. Haggerty back down low, back to Haggerty. He'll fire across to Amin. Now that was Joey Whitehouse.
Rumson's got to get something going here.
Yeah.
Penalty's over now.
Penalty's expired, and
Wasn't
Haven't
able to
even
get
gotten
a
a shot.
off.
As Haggerty steps into that one, and it's a great save from Cam Lydon. He's phenomenal down low. You can't really test him there as he's able to make the save. Now Blake Schwartz moving in transition off to Luke Robinson. That one goes wide as he was falling to the ground, but Laddick's back there to retain possession for the Rams. Now here's Henry Laddick. Laddick holding the ball. You'll give it off to Matt Reed. Reed is looking to set up the offense here. A big little behind from X. Campese sets the screen. It's off to Hayes. Hayes lets that rip, and he'll bury it. Will Hayes with the goal. And the Rams go up 5-0. That one was phenomenal placement from Will Hayes.
Yeah, Will Hayes, senior Denver commit, All-American last year. That one ricocheted off the goalie and it went into the net. That's a great take by Will Hayes. He's got a very powerful shot, especially with that long pull. And you can't forget him. Can't forget about him, especially like even though he's a pull, you got to stay on him if you're Rumson here.
Yeah, he has a phenomenal shot. I mean, I've talked about it in the past. I would hate to get in front of that. I would hate to be any goalie who has to get in front of that. I mean, that is, virtually unsavable if it's on cage. As Mazza picks up the ground ball, he'll pass it off to Roby. Now with Cam Lydon. Braden Roby looking to wheel it up. Back off to Lydon. Lydon back to Braden Roby. He'll get over and give it to Bryce Lydon.
Got a whistle here.
Yeah, whistle. Timeout New Canaan. So that will be Coach Chip Buzzio and his squad's first of the game with a minute 20 left to go in this first quarter of action here from Dunning Field. The Rams, looking completely dominant in this game, have basically denied Rumson of even really touching the ball. And when they do, the Rams just create takeaways so fast that that's really what's gotten them into this game.
Yeah, PJ, great game so far. It's been really good to see, the Rams just settling down their offense and, different looks all around. You got a defensive midi of Fogo and an LSM with a goal right now, which is just, great to see out of the Rams. And then you got Gray Wildman with one and Finn Roeder with another. So it's great to just see kind of the Rams taking looks all over the field right now.
Yeah, and, as we have a minute here, just talking about some other lacrosse around the state. Brunswick did defeat Darien by a score of 11-7. That game just went final a couple minutes ago. And, everyone remembers 2 years ago when Darien was able to beat Brunswick. Brunswick was the #1 team in the nation off of Brady Picorni's last second game winner. But, I mean, Darien still being able to hang with Brunswick in a game like that, it is very impressive. The Rams, I think, the only Tier 1 team in the FCAC, maybe also Greenwich, who don't actually play Brunswick during the regular season. All those other teams do. They like to experience a test like that from them. But the Rams, they do have their other matchups as Rumson looks to clear the ball here. It's going to be Bo Devine moving through into the offensive zone. He'll get a touch and settle it back out to Marino.
Yeah, you got 50 seconds left on the clock, PJ. I think Rumson really just needs to set up here and just get a strong look. We haven't really seen too many shots on goal from them yet, and I think it would be just really important for them with the first quarter coming to a close to just get some kind of look going, at least some shots, hopefully for their sake, a goal.
So here comes Amin, the junior. Now it's off to Haggerty. Liam Haggerty makes a nice move on Will Sullivan. Looks like someone lost a shoe there as Haggerty steps into that one. It was Haggerty's shoe that's down on the field.
Keeps playing without it.
Yeah.
Always got to tie your shoes tight out there, PJ.
Yeah. Gets his shoe back on. That was quick. I can't get my shoes on like that. My cleats are they are tight, so.
You a high top cleat guy, Peter, or low top?
I do, actually. I don't know.
High top?
Yeah. I don't know. That's just, I don't know. That's what my mom buys for me. So. Great cut. And that one, an even better save from Cam Lydon. Wow. That was phenomenal. as looked like Sullivan might have fallen on top of it. Oh, and 0.3 seconds left. I guess Rumson's going to get in the alley. But that was a phenomenal save from Cam Lyden on the freshman, Teddy Whitehouse. That was a great cut. He was right out in front, but Lyden was able to bury it. And that will do it for your first quarter of action here from New Canaan High School. The score is 5-1 in favor of the Rams, looking to avenge their loss against Staples just last Thursday night. And, I mean, while we have a minute to talk about it, right, this Rumson team and this New Canaan team, the only common opponent that they have is Christian Brothers Academy, who the Rams just played this past Saturday. Rumson lost to that team in double overtime by a score of 6-5. Meanwhile, the Rams, they were down 1-2 at the half, and then they came storming back, won that game 8-4. So, I think people were anticipating this to be a close game, right? Especially considering that, Rumson is probably very similar in skill to Christian Brothers Academy. But, I mean, the Rams have hit the ground running here with a score of 5-0 already. And we haven't even started the second quarter, Tucker.
Yeah, PJ, you were saying earlier how New Canaan yesterday had one of the best practices they have had all year. And I think that really is just showing that it's paying off right now. Practice how you play. The better you practice, the better you're going to come out with confidence on the field, and that's really going to pay off when it gets to the first face-off.
Yeah, as New Canaan coach Paul McNulty, he's the freshman coach. His favorite line is, "Where do you guys win games?" And then everyone else responds, "Practice." Because, I mean, that is where you win, right? That's where you develop your skills. That's how you get better. I think they had a great practice yesterday. And I don't know. Looks like also, I mean, this New Canaan team, or this New Canaan program, I should say, historically has not been very good the day after junior prom. I think 2 years ago, Coach Buzzio said his record when he was here was 2-11 maybe. But last year they beat Glastonbury. And I don't know, they're playing well so far. It looks like junior prom really hasn't halted them at all.
Yeah, PJ shows that the boys were dialed even during junior prom, ready for the game. That was their main focus of the day. So how was junior prom, by the way, PJ?
It was kind of boring, I'm not going to lie.
Chicken parm for dinner? Good.
I did have the chicken. The food was good, I'll say that. But I don't know. I think the DJ could have been a little better maybe.
Not a big fan of the music last night?
No. There was some weird music, I'm not going to lie.
O'Neal wins the face-off here, gets the touch in the box.
O'Neal, he'll pass it off to Matt Reed. Reed looks to take it down the alley. Rumson bench going back to this.
Still showing their energy. Love to see it out of them. The small bench, but still comes to play in the second quarter, down 5.
It's going to be Campese off to Matt Reed, now behind with Laddick. Off to Gray Wildman in the alley. Wildman passes it off to Campese as he drew the slide. Campese down the alley. Oh, looked like he was going to shoot it. He'll pass it off to Laddick instead. Now here comes Roeder off to Matt Reed. Now Cole Campese behind with Laddick. Oh, that's a bad pass. That's going to go out of play. And it'll be picked up by Rumson. It's going to be Nagenson, the Brown commit, a junior. Off to Kessler. Kessler, heavy pressure from Gray Wildman. Oh, he went for the overhead. Oh, he dropped it. It's loose in the crease. And, yeah, that's in and out. So it's going to be Rams ball here off the phenomenal ride. Looks like Laddick has to restart it in the alley. He'll take it in. Give it off to Roeder. Roeder now to Campese. So the Rams get into their offense, coming out in 1-4-1. Reed will elevate, pass it off to Campese. Campese down low to Laddick now. Laddick sweeps over top, looks to Matt Reed inside. Reed's shot goes wide. It's going to be Wildman back there on the restart. Wildman looks to take a screen from Mazabras. He draws the double, passes it off to Roeder. Roeder down the alley. He'll roll back. Finn Roeder off to Campese. Now Matt Reed wide open on the doorstep, and he'll bury that one. Matt Reed, just a sophomore, and he has made a phenomenal impact on the Rams season this year as he nets another goal.
That's great ball movement there, PJ. You know, that just shows like how much the Rams, how close knitly of a team they are. You know, Matt Reed, just the sophomore, finding his way in with all the older guys there and is able to net that goal. And you know, Matt Reed comes from a family of just great athletes, and it shows off there.
Looked like a defensive miscommunication there. Reed was left wide open on the doorstep. Nobody even probably a 5-yard radius of him. And he was able to net that one on the turnaround shot as O'Neal tried goosing it out to Robinson. But that one was unsuccessful as now.
I think that might be Rumson's first face-off one of the game.
Yeah, as Devlin was taking it in. I think we've got a timeout here from Coach Mark Moreau. Down 6-0 with 9:53 left in the second quarter of action. The Rams have been dominant this entire game. Rumson really has not had a single settled possession. They had the man up, or they were working the ball around well, but as soon as that penalty died, it was chaos once again, and there's been a lot of ground ball scrums, and the Rams have won, I think, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, PJ, I've seen probably about 2 Rumson shots so far, and I think for them to really get going, they need to start taking some more. And that man up you just talked about, I don't think they got a single shot on goal there, and I think that's not how you're going to be able to best the Rams. You got to get shots on goal, especially with the talented goalkeepers in Cam Lydon and Jackson Kroll. It's going to be very tough to score if you take so few shots on them.
Yeah, and so Rumson will break the huddle. The offense will break the huddle first as they look to try and surmount this 6-0 New Canaan lead after not really seeing anything to start this game. And this New Canaan defense is going to be nearly impossible to score 6 goals on. I mean, Staples was able to get 7, but Rumson has not played nearly to how Staples was playing in that game on Thursday. So it's going to be really tough against one of the best defenses, I'd say, in the nation.
Rumson coming out in a 200 set right now.
Yeah, they're going to open up the middle. They're going to send it down to Haggerty. Haggerty gives it across to Collard. Back to Haggerty. Back to Collard as he looks at dodge on Luke Robinson. Robinson gets caught flat-footed, and Collard had a lane, but there was a good pickup there from Ryan Leahy. So now Haggerty sweeps over top. He'll give it off to Collard. Back to Haggerty, defended by Will Sullivan. As Leahy shows there. He'll be passed off, and now here comes Collard once again on the shot, and he'll bury that one. Number 7, Kevin Collard, the junior. He'll bury the bouncer past Cam Lydon for the Bulldogs' first goal of the game.
Yeah, clearly a great timeout there by head coach Mark Moreau for Rumson. That was a great goal. Just great play. They finally, set it up and got a shot on that, and it paid off for them right there.
That was a great shot, great goal. Now the Bulldogs with some momentum. It looks like they're going to start pulling the face-off here. Probably a pretty good idea considering how well JT O'Neal has been playing so far. So it's going to be Argielagos, the Dartmouth commit, on the face-off against JT O'Neal. The referee spots the ball. He'll back off, and O'Neal won that out to himself, but wasn't able to control the ball. As O'Neal will pick up the ground ball and take it down the alley. He draws a double team. I think Coach Buzzio probably, he called the timeout there. Saw his man was in trouble. And that will be the final timeout for either team in this second quarter, as the Rams lead by a score of 6-1 with 8:52 left in the second quarter. The Rams going to start with the ball on the bottom left of your screen, heading from right to left in their white jerseys, black numbering. Then The Rumson Fairhaven Bulldogs wearing black with white numbering going from left to right. And Tucker, if you're this Rumson defense, I mean, you have not had a lot of luck stopping this Rams squad on, when the Rams are on offense, albeit there have been 3 transition goals from the Rams, but really, their settled offense is playing very well. So if you're Rumson, what do you got to do to kind of stop it?
Yeah, that's a great question, PJ, because the Rams have really just shown looks from all over the field. Middies, attackmen, defensemen, Fogo. So it's really they really just got to settle down and, match up with the right guy. And I think the matchups are good right now. I just think they're kind of getting lost back there, and the Rams are just catching them kind of lacking. And I think it's a great time for Rumson to just calm down and find their man and stay on him for that possession.
So Rumson breaks the huddle. And here come the Rams soon after. Looks like it's going to be Mazabras who will come over to pick up the ball. Brady Mazabras in the alley. Apparently he's out for revenge today. That's what Sam Schoonmaker said earlier today.
Yeah, he's playing like he wants a good win today. A couple goals from Mazabras would be awesome.
It's going to be Matt Reed up to Campese now with Roeder on the wing. Roeder being defended by Kellen Winters.
Switch a pull on
they
Roeder there.
Switched on. Could have been a little dangerous as Reed gives it up to Campese. These two love working together. So Campese can't grab that ball. He'll pick it up. He'll give it off to Roeder. Roeder looks to make a move. Back up to Campese. Now Matt Reed on the wing.
Swing pass.
Yeah, great pass to Wildman. That one sails high. That was a great look from Matt Reed.
PJ, I'm really liking seeing Matt Reed at attack right now. I think it's a new look, but I really like, just getting him involved down there.
Yeah, I think he's a phenomenal player from down low, kind of dodging on that wing. And him and Gray Wildman work so well together. They play in the summer. They've, grown up playing together. They're very good friends, and I think that chemistry is very helpful as well as Campese with the behind-the-back pass to Wildman. Back to Campese. Campese lets one rip, but that one goes wide, and Laddick's back there on the chase.
Would have been a great highlight reel clip there for Campese. Great behind-the-back pass, and, it really just shows Campese's creativity as an athlete and player, and, I think that's just a great take, and, the Rams just need to keep going down the same path right now.
It's Roeder on the wing. He'll stretch it to Matt Reed. Reed gets over top. He'll look like he was going to wind up for a shot, but then pass it over to Roeder. Now Campese across to Mazabras. Behind with Laddick. Henry Laddick on the roll. He'll dodge up the pipe. That one hits the outside of the cage. Goes out, but the Rams will be back there on the chase. And it's going to be Mazabras who will pick it up on the end line. Brady Mazabras steps in. It's going to be over to Roeder now. Laddick up to Campese on the wing with Reed. Reed back off to Campese. Rams have definitely been almost milking the clock here with this possession. A lot of ball movement as Campese shot. That one sails way high. Roeder's going to be back there. Looks like not a lot of balls along the end line. The Rams have used them all on this possession. They probably used like 3 or 4 already.
A lot of shots here from the Rams.
Gray Wildman on the roll. He'll go to his left, pull it back to his right, give it off to Laddick. Now Campese down the alley. Campese behind to Roeder. Finn Roeder up to Henry Laddick. Laddick fakes a pass, and his defender leaves him. He'll step into it and bury it. Henry Laddick, the senior captain for the Rams, just buries that one off of the great shot. Now the score is 7-1 in favor of the Rams.
Yeah, PJ, great goal there by Henry Laddick. But, Rumson just kind of seemed to get lost there on that play. And, Laddick comes around and just is able to step in 5 steps, and you can't give a great shooter like Laddick that much room. Yeah,
it looked like that fake pass kind of pulled his defender off of him. He went to go back into the hole, and Laddick used that opportunity to step in a couple more yards and let one rip. as he went high to high there and was able to get it past Kessler for the Rams' 7th of the first half. Now JT O'Neal wins it on the face. He'll get it up into the zone. He'll get a touch, give it back off to Laddick.
Now they're really pressing out here on Laddick.
Yeah, Laddick will take it down low and just settle down the offense for the Rams. Here comes Harry Mayock. Mayock looking off. Looked like he was going to pass it to Chris Cuesta, then decided to take it down the alley, give it behind to Laddick.
Rams starting to rotate some more midfielders into this game. You know, we haven't seen much of.
This is Laddick on the doorstep. The ball's loose. I think they're going to say Laddick stepped in the crease, and it's going to be Rumson ball. This is Bo Devine. The junior tries to wheel it up. Wildman, oh, phenomenal ride from Gray Wildman. It looks like his stick is being held. Oh, what? They're going to call.
We had that same call last week.
Yeah.
Last game, PJ. Wildman really riding today, and, you know, it's really good to see out of him. And, that's just a – Wildman – you know, it's a controversial call there, and, you know, it seemed like Wildman's stick was being held from up here, but, you know, maybe the ref saw something different down on the field.
So here comes Amin being defended by Braden Roby. Roby playing out on him really far. It's the pass up to Haggerty. Haggerty will be defended by Connor Mazza. Now off to Golden. Back to Haggerty. Here comes Kevin Collard. He's got the only goal on the day for the Bulldogs here. He'll be defended by Brooks Wunderlich. Wunderlich was just at the Slobs meeting a couple hours ago. He gave kind of like the introduction for the meeting and then had to bounce out of there to get to warm-ups.
Yeah, Wundy's a great guy, you know, really good on the field in both sports he plays, and just a hard worker outside of sports too, in the classroom. And he's going to Michigan next year. See him as
he'll cut through and he'll bury it. Brooks Wunderlich with the goal off the assist from Will Hayes. Phenomenal pass from Hayes to find Wunderlich right in the middle of the field.
There's another defensive midi.
Yeah.
Now we got Mazza and Wunderlich, the short stick defensive midi, scoring goals. And, you know, it just shows how athletic this Rams team is. You know, we got so many guys from different spots on the field being able to run down and score goals, whether it's, you know, face-off, long stick, or short stick defensive midi. Anyone can really bury one on this Rams team, and that's what you got to watch out for if you're Rumson.
That was a great goal by Brooks Wunderlich. I think, don't quote me on this, but that might have been his first career varsity goal. Not 100% sure on that, as O'Neal wins the face to himself. He'll take it inside, eating a bunch of checks behind the back. That would have been something. But unfortunately, it goes wide for the Rams. Laddick will be back there to pick it up.
Not a bad take there by O'Neal. You know, coaches don't always love it when you go behind the back unless it's the right situation. And I think that was O'Neal's really only option there if he wanted to take a shot. And, you know, luckily New Canaan was able to get the chase. And, you know, it's a great look from O'Neal. Yeah,
I think Coach Buzzio's rule for O'Neal is inside of 12 yards, he's allowed to take a shot. Anything further, and it's a little cloudy.
I feel like that should kind of be the rule with any player, PJ. You want to get in close.
Well, if you got a player like Doster Kroll, you know, he could nip from probably 15, but most players, as Harry Mayock will get through there, and he'll bury the bouncer past Kessler for the Rams' 9th of the game. They lead now by a score of 9-1.
It's Henry Mayock, right?
Harry.
It's Harry, not Henry. It says Henry here.
You can't goal scorer by 33.
Mayock
Harry Mayock.
buries that one. And the Rams currently lead by 8.
That's wrong. It's Harry. Thank you.
That was Jack Thompson on the face-off there. He lost that one as the shot comes from Keene, but it goes high.
Starting to see some new Rams rotate into the game now as Jack Thompson takes that last face-off.
Got Liam Cox on the defensive end for the Rams in place of Braden Roby.
Leiden playing far
Yeah,
out,
Leiden
almost up to
playing
the
really
50.
aggressive. Here's Collard. Kevin Collard being defended by Luke Robinson.
Picking coming.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to exploit the short sticks here. Now it's over with Lumsden. Now off Haggerty. Haggerty looks to dodge up top. He'll sweep and pass it off.
Collard, great move.
Collard, great move, yeah.
Just goes wide on the bounce shot.
Rumson's back there to pick it up. Looks like it's Amin. He'll be defended by Liam Cox. Here comes Amin. He'll take the screen. Looks like the Rams shutting off the short sticks. As Cox, he went for the overhead, couldn't get it. Now moving through, it was Amin. His shot goes behind the cage. And Rumson will be back there. So the pass up top to Collard. He'll look to settle this down. Sullivan trying to force him to his right. He'll swim over, get to his left. So now here's Amin. Back off to Haggerty. Haggerty makes a nice move. He'll sweep over top. Now it's Lumsden. Lumsden shot. That one goes wide. Looks like Lydon maybe got a tip of that. And it's going to be Golden behind on the restart.
Rumson's starting to get some more shots on goal, which is really good to see. Some better options, but unfortunately, just haven't been able to hit any of those shots yet.
This is on the cut. That one, great check from Will Hayes to break up that opportunity. As here's Amin being defended by Cox once again. Now Amin will move in down low. Looks like they're trying to isolate Sullivan on an island against Whitehouse. Whitehouse with the... that was a phenomenal shot from Joey Whitehouse with his left. He buries that far corner on Cam Lydon. And the Bulldogs get their second of the game with 1:11 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, PJ, great goal there by Whitehouse. But, Sullivan was really working there to, kind of forcing him to his left. He refused to give him top side there, and it shows, like, a talented player like Whitehouse is able to shoot both hands is just really impressive.
That was a great shot from the junior. Now we'll have another face-off here. It's JT O'Neill against Keene. As you see Harden on the wing. Referee blew the whistle. Harden didn't even see it. Harden and Bo Devine were pushing each other a little bit.
A little confusion there.
Yeah. As JT O'Neill moves through the middle of the field. Some good closeout defense and not allow him to get a shot off. As Laddick will give it up to Campese. Campese will settle it down, give it off to Roeder. Finn Roeder holding the ball, letting the substitutions come in. JT O'Neill goes off, and here comes Brady Mazabras. Looks like the Rams holding for the last shot with just about 25 seconds left to go in the quarter. Roeder down the alley. He'll send a bouncer, and wow, he'll get that. Finn Roeder with the goal. So he gets it past Kessler for the Rams' 10th of the game in the second quarter.
Yeah, Roeder's second goal there. It's kind of similar as the last goal he had, just right down the alley, able to, use his right hand in a situation that, most shooters would probably primarily want to go to their left there, and Roeder's just able to bury that one bottom corner.
Roeder with the great shot, and the Rams' offense really coming alive today. This is probably the best offensive performance you've seen out of them this entire season. As here's Jack Thompson on the face against Rory Keane. Thompson, a phenomenal Fogo.
Phenomenal hockey player as well.
Yeah. He's a sophomore.
He wins that one through his legs.
Yeah, he'll win it out to Mazza. Now Mazza will send it down to Matt Reed with 10 seconds left. Now 5 seconds. Reed around the crease. He'll get smacked in the helmet as that one goes wide. Harden will be there to chase, but that will do it before the second quarter of action as both teams huddle up for halftime. We'll be back to you for the second half here on New Canaan High School Athletics, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you shortly. Welcome back to the second half of action here from New Canaan High School's Dunning Field between the Rams of New Canaan and the Bulldogs of Rumson Fairhaven. The Rams currently lead by a score of 6-2 as JT O'Neill wins that quick faceoff. He'll give it off to Laddick. Across now with Wildman. Rams going to settle down the offense as Hayes steps into one. Oh, wow.
Great shot.
Far shot. And a great save. So it's loose out in front.
That's Reed behind the back.
Wow, that was a phenomenal shot. I've never seen that one from Matt Reed.
Was that a behind the back, PJ,
I think
or
that
was
was
that
like-
a over the head
That was
behind?
like an over the head behind the back. I don't even know.
That's a great goal there by number 98, Matt Reed. You know, Kessler had a great save there on Will Hayes. He seemed to kind of lose the ball, and Matt Reed was just able to be there, pick up the ground ball, and get his second of the day.
Yeah, it was a great goal from Reed. But Hayes' shot still, that was 20 yards out. That was right at the restraining line.
Yeah.
That almost went too.
Kessler seemed to really lose it there, and Matt Reed was luckily in the right place at the right time, was able to pick it up as Jack Thompson wins the faceoff.
Thompson wins it against the pull of Arielagalos.
Schwartz wide open on the crease.
Oh, yeah, Reed.
Bad pass
He had
there
a
by
good
Reed.
find. Laddick's able to get back there. Now he'll settle it down, looking for some options. He'll give it off to Campese. Campese steps in, pulls it out. So the Rams to settle it down a little. Here's Finn Roeder. Roeder off to Reed. Reed steps into one, and he'll bury it. Matt Reed with the hat trick on the day. As the Rams go up 12-2.
That's a great goal by Matt Reed. We've kind of seen him score in three different ways now. One dodging, one, if you're saying, over the head, behind the back, whatever you want to call it. And then a nice step-down shot there by Matt Reed. And it's great to see, you know, the sophomore having 3 goals. And just, you know, such a great athlete, such a good kid. And it's really nice to see, you know, Matt just balling out right now. And, you know, as we see now, it's getting some other guys in on the attack line. You know, senior Ronan Hillman, number 7, just got into the game. And Brady Mazabras now down low at X for attack.
Yeah, Mazabras, he's normally an attackman. He plays attack during the summer. He's, you know, grown up playing attack, but the Rams needed him to come in and play some midi today in lieu of kind of Rogan Lowe's injury. And he has done just that, as you see. I think that was Arielagalos win the faceoff against number 17, Will Tellis.
Yeah, you know, Mazabras is also just such a great athlete that he's able to play anywhere on the field. You know, I think, you know, he's such a strong player. He can play offensively and defensively at midi, and he's a great attackman, great football player as well. Unfortunately, he was out with a back injury this season, but it's great to see him, you know, out on the field running again and just getting working at different spots on the field, PJ.
It's going to be Campese up top. Campese gives it across to Mayock. Mayock going down the alley. He'll give it behind to Laddick. Now the Rams with the big little from behind. Laddick goes to his left, rolls back, out in front, and Henry Laddick buries that. Flag down on the field.
Going to call Laddick in the crease there, but then a flag was thrown right after that.
Let's see.
Goal is good.
So, yeah,
flag
they're
is waved off.
I'm going to say it's a good goal. And Laddick will have another goal on the day. Now the Rams have 3 goals in what, minute 45 here to start the second half.
Minute 44 to be exact, PJ.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
And now one more goal, and now it's running time for the entire second half.
Oh, is that how they do it in lacrosse?
Yeah, it's 12.
12.
As soon as you go up 12.
No matter what, even if it gets under 11.
You know, PJ, as a football guy myself, playing some of those Friday night games when it starts to get to the, you know, towards the November time, that running clock can really save you when you just want to go inside and warm up.
Here's Ronan Hillman. He'll take the pass from Braden Roby, get a touch. Now give it off to Mayock. Mayock holding it. He'll give it up to Chris Cuesta. Now with Will Wunderlich. Wunderlich down the alley with his left. His brother's already got one on the day. Let's see if we can get a Wunderlich Bros masterclass today.
It'd be nice, you know. But family dinner would be really fun tonight if they could both net one.
As here's Willie Erickson. Cross. Now it's Mayock down the alley. Mayock behind to Mazabras out in front. Oh, looked like it was a pass for Willie. Now It's loose on the crease. Hillman's got it.
Hillman.
Oh, Hillman turned around.
Tries a wraparound shot
Yeah.
there almost.
Oh. Someone's not happy. I don't know who that was. But someone just yelled, yeah. Yeah, I think it was the coach. Yelled something that I probably can't repeat on here. As here's Willie Erickson dodging. He'll look out in front to Hillman.
Hillman scores!
Buries it. Ronan Hillman with the goal for the Rams. And they'll put it into running clock here after the face-off.
That's great to see, senior Ronan Hillman. Ronan, I used to play lacrosse with Ronan back in 3rd grade, and it's just great to see Ronan out here, he loves the game, and that's why he's out here, senior, just great team player, and just loves being out here, and love seeing him get, a goal today, and I think that might be his 2nd or 3rd of the season.
Yeah, Hillman, a great player. He also plays hockey. I owed him an apology during the hockey season when he scored his first goal because I did call him a typical scratch. But he has since proven me wrong. Maybe he's using that as motivation for today to score a goal. As here's Willie Erickson. He'll get a touch. Erickson, I actually practiced with him yesterday. He was with some of the JV guys practicing.
Were you guarding him, PJ?
No, I was not. I was guarding Charlie O'Neill. If Charlie O'Neill comes in, I don't know. Maybe I'll say a word or two. As here comes Harry Mayock. Mayock steps in. He'll pull it out. And the bouncer from Mayock, that one, he gets it to go. Harry Mayock with the goal. And it's all silent here from Dunning Field. It's like this Rumson fan section kind of miserable, honestly. I don't know, 5 goals from the Rams in four minutes,
including the running clock.
Including running clock.
So,
as we see Preston Hanratty get into the game at LSM. Hanratty, a member of my math class with Miss Rep. Shout out Miss Rep. Everyone loves Miss Rep.
Hanratty's also in my English class. Shout out Miss Weeks. Got to give it to her as well. Great to see Preston, the senior, getting into the game out with a knee injury or arm injury in football, but it's great to see him, just able to get out in the field. He just loves being out here and playing lacrosse.
Here's Pierce Parkhill off to Jack Kroll. Now it's with Liam Cox. Cox with a nice move on the sideline. Oh, he'll keep it in. He was looking for Stannard. As scrum for the ball. That might have been an over and back. I don't think it actually is because they got a touch, or they didn't get a touch.
Hanratty comes out with it.
Hanratty will pick it up. He'll go to the corner on the
triple teamed. And Zabers comes out with it.
Yeah.
Running through, guys. Timeout.
I think they're going to say that's a failure to advance.
Surprised Coach Chip Buzzy didn't use his timeout there. He loves using those timeouts, and that probably would have been a great time to use it.
So now Rumson will take it in, get a touch. They'll swing it back out. It's going to be Haggerty up top, being defended by Brooks Wunderlich.
Haven't seen any Rumson offensive action in the half. It'll be nice to see if they changed anything, coming in from halftime, if they found a way to, something to pick apart this New Canaan defense.
So here's Amon up to Haggerty. Haggerty will fire it across to Collard. Down low now with Golden, the Colorado College commit. He's being guarded by the freshman Andrew Hodgenacki. Shout out to him. I coach his brother in recreational basketball, Y-ball.
How'd your Y-ball season go this year, PJ? Your coaching?
It wasn't what we wanted, but the boys had fun, so that's all that matters. As down the alley comes Haggerty. He'll pass it off to Golden, defended by Hodgenacki. Great move, and that one, he'll get it to go. Kevin Collard, the freshman, his 2nd of the day for the Bulldogs.
Collard, great move there on Luke Robinson, and Luke Robinson has been playing great all game, and Collard just had a great move there, great hitch move, and was able to step down and take a great shot there on Jackson Kroll.
Yeah, he tucked it right underneath the crossbar. Not a lot Kroll could do about that shot.
Now we got Bennett Purtisilla, number 40, checking in at LSM. Great to see Pert out there. Pert and I spent a lot of downtime together this football season. He's the punter, and it's great to see him, getting out on the lacrosse field too.
Here's Tellis on the face-off against Rory Keene, the Stevenson commit. Keene wins it out to Devine. Devine will take it in, get a touch. He'll pull it out. Pass it off to Amon. Amon, heavy pressure from Pierce Parkhill. This is the Rams. Get in all their defensive personnel. Rumson still trying to get some more players on for them. Here's Joey Whitehouse, the junior.
Guarded by Schwartz.
Whitehouse gets top side. He'll look for a pass. Now he'll square up again. Maybe he was looking to dodge. The Rams will send it behind. It's Mazin coverage on Collard. This Collard makes a nice move. The pass off. Now here comes Lumsden. That shot goes wide, but it's going to be Golden back there to pick it up, defended by Hajnaki.
BJ, what I really like right now about the Rams is kind of the way that Coach Chip Buzzio is and Coach Harvey are working, different guys in. They got older guys like Maz and Schwartz on the field that are more that veteran role, playing with the younger guys as Parkhill and Perdicillo, and it's great to see, just the older guys being able to be on the field to kind of lead the way, but get the young guys some reps too. As Kroll goes over to Schwartz.
Yeah, that was a great breakout pass to Schwartz. Unfortunately, he was unable to haul it in. Then he was able to get there just afterwards as
Coach
Chip Buzzio called the timeout with 3:20 left to go in the third quarter of action. Rams lead by a score of 15-3. Looks like we also had Charlie O'Neill in there at attack.
That's the guy you guarded in practice yesterday.
I don't know. He didn't. I don't know. He was sitting on the crease the entire time. I don't know. He seemed like he didn't really. I don't know. Necessarily. I don't want to say want to be there, but I don't know. It seemed like he was a little tired yesterday.
PJ, what are you thinking so far about the NFL draft? Who's your team in the NFL?
I'm a Giants fan.
Me as well, PJ.
Yeah.
Last
year wasn't good.
We're just talking about, the Browns just picked up Shedeur Sanders late, and it was interesting to see how late he went, considering he was such a high caliber ranked player in the draft, number 2 as quarterback, and our Giants picked Jackson Dart over him, and it's just interesting to see where that went.
I mean, there were so many quarterbacks picked over him.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the draft. Yeah, I don't know. The draft is always.
It's always interesting.
Weird.
Browns picking up 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. And then
I like the Giants pick with Scadaboo, though. I'm a big Scadaboo.
Yeah,
I like his play style, PJ.
That was good, yeah. He's got grit. That's what I like about him. He, in that game against Texas, I mean, he basically kept him in that game.
Could throw. He could do anything.
Yeah. As O'Neal gives it off to Stannard. Ryan Stannard on the dodge. He'll pull it out. Look to re-dodge here. Stannard down the alley. Pull it to his left back. That was to his left. Now here's Teddy Blanc up to Timmy McManus. McManus scored the JV game winner against Wilton. So, good looks from Timmy.
Ice in his veins.
Yeah. Now here's Ryan Stannard. He'll get top side with his right. Look to roll back. Was looking for Willie Erickson.
Stannard not afraid to make a lot of moves. As we were talking about him earlier, actually, PJ, just me and you, and just great athlete and able to make moves, and it's great to see him get out on the field now.
Yeah, he's got a background in basketball, and he definitely plays like it. As here comes Teddy Blanc. Blanc lets one rip, but that one goes wide. It was a good look from Blanc. Hillman's back there. On the restart, Ronan Hillman off to Teddy Blanc. Blanc has some of the best stick skills on this team. I mean, he's so fluid with the stick. Him and Matt Reed play so alike. Here's McManus. Kind of struggled on that ground ball a little bit, but he got it. As now it's Stannard. Down the alley, he'll pull back. Now Charlie O'Neal lets one rip from probably 15, 17 yards out. Looks like we might have a little bit of an injury for number 12, Michael Marino.
I think he's already
But
staying
yeah,
out
he's
there.
staying out there. As Hillman on the restart, he'll give it off to Erickson. It's Charlie O'Neill down the alley with his left. That was a little bit of a muffin, but Hillman will be back there on the chase. Hillman off to Blanc now with Willie Erickson. Erickson looks out to Blanc out in front. Oh, it was a great look. Hillman picked up the ground ball.
Three guys on him. He comes out with it.
Up to McManus. McManus steps in, and he'll bury that one. Timmy McManus with the goal for the Rams. And he'll increase the lead now to 13. McManus buried that one, bottom left corner. That was a phenomenal shot from McManus.
Yeah, great shot there by McManus. Goes low, and, Ronan Hillman triple team down there on the crease and was able to somehow come out with the ball there. And great feed to McManus and great finish by McManus.
Here for the Rams, you've got Owen Roby coming out on the wing, playing some LSM. Little brother of Braden Roby. He also was out there with us yesterday, doing some 6-on-6.
Owen Roby, great guy.
Yeah, he got yelled at by Coach Tallboys once, but then he came back in. As he'll pick it up. Owen Roby, he's a phenomenal player. I think he's probably the best player in those JV games. As will be picked up by Charlie O'Neill, and that will do it for the third quarter. So both teams will meet possibly one last time before this game. As we're heading into the fourth quarter now. The Rams lead by a score of 16-3. And the Rams, it's been all New Canaan so far. They've been dominant.
Yeah, Rumson just hasn't really had the ball in that third. They didn't get the ball in that third quarter very much. I think maybe had one or two possessions, and New Canaan, with the young defense that they had in, was still able to, play with them. With that older leadership from guys like Shorts and Mazza, they were able to, really just help the younger guys out. And the young guys it's great to see them all getting in and just having a good time out there.
Yeah, so the Rams, they're getting pretty much everyone in. I would have loved to seen some Luke Adamczyk minutes in here today, my guy. But unfortunately, he's battling with a little bit of an injury, so he hasn't been in. He's been out for the past couple weeks, but I don't know. Hopefully my guy comes back soon. Love me some moobs.
Still waiting on Sam Schoonmaker's return. I know he's out with an ACL injury for the season, but such a great athlete, and he's always up here before the games with us, playing that music for the boys, and just a great team player. You see him and Luke carrying the waters around on the bench, just helping everyone out.
Yeah, and Schoonmaker also, in anticipation, he got hurt during the winter. So I guess Coach Buzzio offered him to coach a youth lacrosse team. So now he's helping coach the 8A team with Coach Hata. So, even though he's still injured, he's still surrounded by lacrosse, helping himself get better and helping other players get better as well. We've got Tellis on the faceoff against Keene. So the ball will be loose in the midfield. It's like Owen Roby will pick it up. Oh, he tried getting it out to Tellis. As it'll be Willie Erickson who will pick it up here. Erickson rolls back. Looks at Brooks Wunderlich on the cut. Wunderlich, he's already got one on the day. Looks like he's going to pull it out. Oh, he fell on top of that ball. Scrum. It's going to be pulled out by Willie Erickson. He's got a defender on his back. He'll hold it up top. Erickson will roll back. Now we'll take it down the alley, give it off to McManus. Timmy McManus. Take it down low, give it behind to Hillman. Now with Charlie O'Neill. O'Neill back to Hillman. It's Hillman looking for a pass. He'll roll back. Take it behind, back off with Ryan Stannard. Stannard looking to take his defender. Kellen Winters to X. Stannard plays very shifty. He plays like he's playing basketball. Here's Hillman up now with Blanc. Teddy Blanc possessing the ball. He's going to go down the alley. Blanc puts it in his left, back to his right. He's looking for O'Neal. Maybe not. I don't know.
Rams really milking the clock here.
Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of sitting on it. As it'll be Charlie O'Neal in the corner. He'll take it behind. As O'Neal will pass it off to Blanc. Blanc looks up to McManus.
Standard really being pressed out on here.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of trying to lock off Standard with the short stick of Winters. As here's McManus being defended by Argiolagos, the Dartmouth commit. So now it's Standard. Ryan Standard. He'll roll back. Being
Three moves.
Yeah.
Really get the pass off there.
So now it'll be Teddy Blanc. Blanc with a couple of moves. As the referee's telling the Rams they have to keep it in, considering they've been holding the ball so long. As Hillman he'll lose that ball along the end line, and now it's going to be Rumson who will get possession of it. As they look to start the clear, it's going to be Naginson. And interesting that Rumson still has pretty much all their starters still in this game. Obviously, they do have a small bench, but you don't want some of those players getting injured. As Hanratty created the turnover, O'Neal gets it off to Willie Erickson. Willie Erickson, I like to call him Wet because Wet Willie. That was, I don't know, someone came up with that joke last year, and it kind of just stuck with him. But, he's a good kid, great athlete. I believe I've also heard that he's quite the hockey player as well.
There we go.
It's going to be Luke Robinson off to Ryan Stannard. It was Winters who tried jumping the pass, couldn't do it. Now behind with Erickson. Across to Ronan Hillman.
Hillman's got that short stick behind, takes the dodge.
Hillman off to McManus. McManus to Robinson. Now Stannard. Ryan Stannard sweeps up top. He fakes the rollback. Now it'll be Robinson down the alley. Luke Robinson off to Willie Erickson.
Rams have to keep it in now, once again.
Yeah, the Rams surely milking this clock.
Robinson can't come up with it there. Rumson ball.
Rumson going to look to clear this one again.
Rams really showing pride on these rides, It's just every time Rumson's on the clear, they just haven't been able to get the ball over as they do here. Fast break.
Yeah, they have a 4-on-3 break. It's a great hitch.
Saved by Kroll.
It came from Arthur Bowen, the sophomore. Now it's going to be restarted behind by Amin. He'll be defended by Pierce Parkhill.
Hi, guys. Hi, how are you, honey?
Now it's going to be Casaza on offense. So now Rumson looking like they're getting a couple of the backups in on offense.
Yeah, it's a good call there by Coach Mark Moreau. Just get some younger guys some looks and see what they can do out in the field for their future of Rumson Lacrosse.
As the shot came from Amin, but it went wide. Is now it's going to be Golden across. As Rumson opens up the middle of the field. They'll look to set a screen here, maybe. Never mind. So you still got Will Sullivan in there for the Rams, defending Amin. The pass back to Collard. He has 2 on the day already. Now it's going to be Amin, defended now by Pierce Parkhill. Amin with the swim move. He'll pass it up. There's an ant right here. Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. Is now, that ball. Perticello gooses it out. And Bennett Perticello moving in transition. 4-on-3. Perticello will pass it off to Erickson. Erickson going to settle this one down with halfway through the fourth quarter of action.
Danny Sullivan forces the turnover there.
As that ball goosed out of bounds, and they're going to say that Rumson gets the ball. I think that's kind of just probably
Ball's in the air, and it just goes right by him. Able to keep it in.
As Marino will take it in, get a touch. Now we'll pull it back up top, give it off to Amin. Amin going to hold this ball. Defended by Will Sullivan. As they get some substitutions in. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter of action. Very slow fourth quarter. But what do you expect in a 16-3 game?
Yeah, I think, as I was saying earlier, just get the younger guys in, let them try to do different things, especially with such a small bench. You know, you might as well just get the guys, get everyone in, and just see what everyone else can do, see if anything's working for you. And, you know, it's going to be a long bus ride back to New Jersey after this, unfortunately. So hopefully the guys can just get their legs running, tire them out a little bit before the bus ride back to New Jersey.
As Amin defended well by Hajnaki. He'll pass it off. Now it's Haggerty up top. But the Rams definitely came to play today, especially considering, you know, the whole junior prom and bad luck after it.
Maybe the curse has been broken,
maybe they're
PJ.
breaking the curse 2 years in a row.
It's great to see.
As the shot saved by Kroll. It's loose, high in the air. And it's going to be Casaza back there to retain possession for the Bulldogs. Here's Casaza. He'll pass it up top to Amin. Amin dodging. Wunderlich will pick him up. Now he'll roll back. The double looked like it was going to come. The pass down low. It's going to be pulled up by Bowen. Now it's Amin. Amin looking to to dodge on Brooks Wunderlich. Amin shot stick side high to Jack Kroll. He didn't even have to move his stick there. It's basically a pass.
Also to Sullivan in the middle, and Sullivan able to use those legs to get up there.
Sullivan will wheel it down. Rumson was offsides. Oh, ref is going to call it. I don't know. That's insult to injury, I guess. The Rams getting number 1, Patty Sachs in cage here.
Yeah, love to see Patrick Sachs in there. You know, Patrick Sachs, the senior, just came back. Hasn't played lacrosse, I don't think, in a year or two, and it's great to see him getting in net now for the Rams.
I think he played his freshman year, and then his sophomore and junior he did not. Now he's back for his senior season. So here's Blanc. Blanc double teamed. He goose stick, went out of bounds, and now it's going to be a man-up opportunity for the Rams. I think they're going to keep the same squad out there with Wunderlich, Blanc, Stannard, Erickson, Hillman, and Charlie O'Neill.
30-second penalty there. Rams are about to just be under the 2-minute mark here with their 30-second penalty.
30-second penalty, 2 minutes. It's going to be Hillman across to O'Neill.
Yeah, you think the Rams bother taking a shot right now, or you think just keep spinning it around?
I think they'll
kinda.
probably just start spinning it. You know, Coach Buzzio doesn't really like to run up the score.
Nah, that shows
after he gets to running
the
clock.
pride in Coach Buzzio. Yeah. You know, he doesn't need to, run up the score. You know, you see some other games, and it's like the score. One team has 20 goals, the other team has like 1, and it's just kind of, what's the point?
There was something I saw on, maybe it was the Lacrosse Network. It was like some team scored like 38 goals. That is just
it's just disrespectful at that point, especially when it's clear that you're going to be the winner if you have even 16-3. It kind of gets to the point where it's a blowout. And here we have Finn Carlton clearing it, gets the touch for Rumson Fairhaven.
He'll pass it off with just about a minute left. Rumson maybe looking at one last opportunity. It's Amin.
Love to see Rumson get a shot here on Patrick Sachs.
He'll bury that one. Blake Amin with the goal. The junior. He'll get it by Patty Sachs. So unfortunate for Sachs. He comes in and lets up one.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
Zach's just great to see him out there. I'm sure
Yeah.
he's just having fun, and it's not, it's not a high pressure situation for him. And just under 30 seconds left with this running clock now, and it's going to be it's kind of about it here, PJ. It seems.
Apparently, I was talking to Sachs at practice yesterday. And apparently, there's rumors that he'll be actually starting the Rams next game against Danbury.
I'd love to see that out of Sachs.
yeah.
He's a great guy, and especially in such a tough goalie room. You got Leiden and
He honestly,
Kroll.
he's not even that bad.
No,
he's
yeah,
pretty. He's makes a lot of saves.
It's just hard to play when you got those
Amon
other
moving
guys,
through,
and Amon will
Amon will